move on to FPL. This week was not a good week after a decent week, game week one. This week was a bit shaky. You got 44 points. Do- can you just explain what happened and what was your thinking and what was your transfer?
All right. So I had a dilemma if I would bench João Pedro or Bruno Fernandes or Martinelli. Three options that I had. Eventually, it didn't matter. I didn't have to, think too hard about it. Looking from the hindsight, like you feel like I didn't have to, uh, you know, think a lot about it after a dismal game week where everyone um, were pretty disappointed because Watkins should have at least scored one. Saka should have got the penalty and taken it. Bruno Fernandes, actually, he got the best chance of the match, but he didn't convert it. So, and João Pedro, he came off the bench in a Brighton 4-1 win. He should have also, if he started, he would have definitely scored. I think Chilwell was scored, I guess, and was given offside.
Yes,
Gabriel again
missing out.
um,
Start.
didn't start. Yeah, so Estupinian and Mitoma saved the day at least, or else it would have been a bloodbath. So now the next question is probably right now João Pedro, Watkins, and Gabriel. Three issues that I'll have to address. But we'll come to that. Let's hear your side of the story.
So the same thing happened for me. I didn't have a lot of good subs, but again the same criminals. And this time around, we were lucky that Salah only got a goal, and he missed that penalty as well. So there was a -2, or else this would have been a bigger red arrow already. And Haaland didn't contribute. So after the game, everyone thought, oh, Haaland was the right choice, but we saw what happened in the City Newcastle game. So yes, so now both of us have two free transfers. And before that, going into our transfers, I just want to point out the fixture swing which is happening, which is for City and Chelsea, while Tottenham also have a decent run of fixtures. And on the other hand, now Brighton have a tough run of fixtures. So already we also have, you have three Brighton, I have two Brighton. So those are the few things which we should consider, and the changes also which we would be making are considered and are around those fixture swings itself. Yes, yes.
Right. So City have Sheffield United away, Fulham home, West Ham United away, Nottingham Forest home, and Wolves away. That is easily five good fixtures which we can target. Probably because we just have talent right now, we can think about a double up or even a triple up. And probably the likes of Akanji, Foden, or Alvarez seems like a good option. Probably because we have some underperforming talent in the bench, in our squad in the form of Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, um, and even Martinelli eventually might give way to Trossard. So we have some options where we can bring in for Foden if we want. Gabriel, we both have Gabriel. We can probably get in a City defender if you want, and probably even Brentford have a couple of good fixtures: Everton home, Crystal Palace home, Bournemouth home. So these are good fixtures, especially at home. They are really, ruthless. So a lot of people have Mbumbo and Mitoma. That is also something to think about. And Chelsea have Luton home, Nottingham Forest home, Bournemouth away, Aston Villa home, Fulham away, and Burnley uh, away. So that is like six fixtures that we can target. Probably a Jackson instead of a Watkins, who is kind of struggling because you could see that as soon as he went off the pitch after he was substituted around 60 or 76 minutes or something like that, they scored immediately because you could see that Watkins was tired. He was not confident to take on the defender. He got a penalty, but didn't take it. Um, so so those are the players that we can probably think about shipping out. Watkins, one of João Pedro or Mitoma and probably Rashford or Bruno Fernandes, one of those, and Gabriel. So these are the 4 or 5 players that we can ship out, and we have 2 free transfers. Probably I might not take out the United players ahead of a home fixture against Nottingham Forest. Probably I'll bench João Pedro, even though there are slight rumors that he might start. Gabriel, will he be on the bench again and give us heartbreak and 1 point? Something to think about there again. Already he has lost point one, and Akanji has risen by point one. So that is point two, which we are missing out on. So what are your thoughts, Mayur?
Yes, so similar thoughts around it as well. So this time around, the only difference is I am looking at Ederson as well, because I have a lot of money in the bank, and Pickford hasn't been the strongest starter this time around, and I don't want to play Turner again. I've seen Sheffield, but not Nottingham Forest, but not very sure on the Turner punt as well. So very tempted to go on the Ederson role. Again, we have seen there are a lot of City centre backs, so not sure who gets the minutes, and some might miss out because other leagues and Champions League will be starting soon as well. So that is something considering. That's why Ederson is one. Then the third city spot is between Alvarez and Foden. At the moment, I am leaning more towards Alvarez because Foden has played really well, is in form, but Bernardo Silva is back in the training, so he could be a threat to the Foden minutes. So that is what, and plus as you mentioned, Watkins thing as well. So I would like to take out Watkins and get double city attack, and at the same time keep faith on the United picks, because there is a Nottingham Forest game which can be taken by United completely. So that's why at the moment, and Brighton have their last third, which is the good fixture. So after that, let's see if there are more things which can be done. So we can move for other prospects like Mboemo or someone like that. And for the Gabriel move at the moment, I am not sure whether I want to take a -4 and do a Gabriel to Saliba, or do I want to wait and jump onto the next defender, whoever we think will be a good defender throughout. So that's the transfer as of now. And those, if I take -4, then the three transfers, and if I take just the two free hits, then it will be Ederson and Alvarez, I guess. So that is my thought process. And this week, easy captaincy shout goes Haaland straight away, or
Definitely.
do you want to go for maybe a Bruno Fernandes or someone like that? All right.
No, no, no. I think it's too risky because you could see that even in this tough fixture, Allen's overall ownership was 170%. Effective ownership was 170%, and that is something you can't bet against. What if he scores a hat trick?
Yes.
Even if Bruno scores a hat trick, the um, you know, even if you don't captain him, it's all right because his
Yes.
ownership is less.
Yes.
But
And before
you, yeah.
And before we move on, Nicholas Jackson, you mentioned an option. The only threat which I see Nicholas Jackson is, we have seen there are a lot of rumors. There might be a Chelsea attacker who could be joining into the mix, or maybe Broya, who is back in training as well. So Nicholas Jackson is also someone I feel could miss out on some minutes. So that is the only reason why I'm more leaning towards Alvarez. But yes, a few days before, Nicholas Jackson was a very good pick, and Foden was the other pick. So yes, that is what I'm something looking into, and that's why I'm focusing on Alvarez more than Jackson.
Right. So we'll just do a quick session where we'll talk about the 3 players that we think will do the best in this game week, in the third game week, who are probably must-haves for this game week and who we punt on getting at least a double-digit haul. So I'll go first. I think Haaland definitely, followed by Bruno Fernandes. I think United will turn up for this match. And third, I think Martinelli. I think he is due a goal and he might be explosive at home against Fulham.
Yes. For me, I feel Alvarez, just like Haaland, I feel Alvarez has that potential this week against Sheffield United. Then it can be Madison against Bournemouth. We have seen Bournemouth also can concede a few goals here and there, and Bournemouth and and Madison has been the center of every attack Spurs has had. So again, that is someone you can go for if you want to take out maybe a United attacker and get in someone. And the third pick is the Brentford midfielder, that is Mboemo. They have Crystal Palace. Again, he has been in lot of his XGI is high. He was the second most XGI this week among midfielders. So again, he has been phenomenal, and he has been a bit lucky. At times there are tap-ins, penalties, but yes, at the end of the day, he's a penalty taker, and this is what it comes down to. Yes, so Mbuemo is my third pick, and a fourth pick probably a Chilwell against a Luton Town. Again, expecting a high return from him. We saw Chilwell getting some goals and not being allowed because of offsides and other things. But yes, that is something to keep an eye on. Yes. So if you haven't joined our league code, the league code is mentioned and in the description box below as well. You can join and come play with us.